Hi everybody, this video tutorial is going to give you some examples of methods in context paragraphs. As always, thank you for watching. If you like what you see, make sure you click the like button. If you've got any questions, you pop them in the comments below. And as always, please subscribe just to get updated videos as they come out. Quick reminder about what the methods in context is. It is question 5 on paper 1. It's 20 marks. You should spend 30 minutes on it, and you are giving strengths and weaknesses of a method and applying it to the context in education. Focusing on the top bullet point here, you want to make sure that you are giving examples of the characteristics of the people, the group, the students or teachers that are being studied, and what impact will it have on the research. So making sure you've got good AO1 of the method, apply it to the school and the context in the question, and make sure you are evaluating it by giving strengths and weaknesses and so on. So we're going to have a look at some example paragraphs. Now these are from students that I've asked them to do in class as practice, and they have given me permission to type up their answers and to share them with everybody. Okay, so let's say you get a question which is asking you to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of questionnaires to study truancy. So we start off with your paragraph with a strength of using questionnaires is that you can send it out to a larger sample to make it generalizable. This is methods only, and because it is explained quite well, you are going to be getting a level or a band 3 answer. Then we're going to start to apply it to the context, and this is where I've used different colours to indicate what type of context you're giving it into, whether it's the school context or the context in the question, which is truancy, so you can see where you are hitting the marks. So for example, when you are sending it to truants, this may be difficult because you may need to get it past the gatekeeper, who is the head teacher. Now that on its own will keep you as a band 3 answer. So what we do need to do is make sure that we are applying it to the context in the question, which is truancy. So they may not want the research to take part on this sensitive topic, such as truancy, uncovered, because they don't want to make the school look bad due to marketisation. Now, if we were banding this, that would be a level 4. Now, the reason is because there is nothing any further or the specifics characteristics of questionnaires in this section here. So it's basically saying that to study this topic, this context, we are not going to give you access to do that. There's no specification to what method we are referring to, no specifics on that, so that leaves it as a band 4 answer. Looking at a second example, so this one's about structured interviews to research cultural deprivation. So this student starts off again with something about the method only. So a weakness of structured interviews is that they are fixed questions. They are set before the interview is conducted. It's something that's pre-planned or predetermined. That's the method only, and again it's explained, so that would get you level 3. And then we go into the context of the question, which is about cultural deprivation. Now this student does better than the previous example because we start to give some characteristics of both the cultural deprivation, or a student that is suffering cultural deprivation, but also characteristics of the structured interviews which might make it problematic to research that group. So this could be problematic when studying working class children at school, as they may be culturally deprived, which may mean that they speak in a restricted language code. So there is a characteristic of the group that is being researched. And this means they are unable to understand the questions, and as it is a structured interview, the researcher cannot help them to clarify the points. So that is something very specific about structured interviews, linking back from this point here that they are fixed questions. And the problem with that is that you cannot explain the questions to the people that you are talking to. You can't elaborate on it, and that is really problematic, especially if you're studying something like cultural deprivation. They end the paragraph with, so when studying cultural deprivation, those that are culturally deprived may not give you enough data that you require, and this is going to have an impact on your results. So this student does a little bit better than the previous one in the first example. Looking at another context, so this time we have got unstructured interviews and material deprivation and achievements. So an ethical strength of unstructured interviews is that you get consent. And this consent is required by the gatekeeper, who is the head teacher, and parents of pupils because they are a vulnerable group under 16. And then this means that consent actually could become a problem. So we've got a little bit about the method and we've got a bit about the school, but it'll still stay at level 3 because at this point we have not got anything about material deprivation. But this bit does. So in relation to material deprivation is that you're going to have follow-up questions. And they are following on this point about the consent, because follow-up questions do not have direct consent. What we mean by this is that if you are consenting to take part in an interview, you're not really consenting to the questions that are being asked as a follow-up, which then might put the student under pressure. So when pupils are asked about a lack of money, resources, housing or diet, this could make the working class student distressed or embarrassed about what they don't have. So this problem is that it might harm the student in the long term. So we've got a little bit more about the context, we've got a characteristic of the students, and we've also got this characteristic about unstructured interviews having follow-up questions which could be potentially harmful for the students in question. There's no link to achievement, so I suppose if the student had gone on to say the harm to the student, and then this could make them aware of what they don't have, and then this could lead to, say, a fatalistic attitude. What's the point in trying? I've got no resources, and this could have a knock-on effect or long-term impact from the research on achievement that would really elevate this answer. A final one is questionnaires to parents to how much they help their children. So here we go. One issue with questionnaires being sent home is that you are unable to gain a rapport with parents, being a detached method. True of any context, so that's going to stay at level 3. This lack of rapport and face-to-face interaction might mean that working class parents could lie. Okay, again, true of anybody could lie on a questionnaire. But what we do now is add some characteristics of these parents and why might they lie. So they might say that they help their children a lot with their schoolwork, when in reality they may not understand the homework, but they lie to cover up their own low achievement. So we've gone into context. However, they are good practically because they aren't too expensive, not too time consuming for the researchers to send out. You can send a lot of questionnaires to a wide range of areas, leading to being more representative. Just level 3 because we're just focused on the method. However, middle class parents are more likely to return the questionnaire as it is in their interests. Their habitus expects them to participate in research, and they believe that it would benefit their children from doing so. So we've got a little bit about the characteristics of the group, which is parents, and they feel that it's benefiting their children from taking part with the research. We just need a little bit more about the parents and how they help their children to just clarify or cement that into a top band answer. So thank you for watching. This short video tutorial has just gone through a range of different examples and just different ways that you can show application, but firstly to the school context, but also trying to be very specific to the context that is given in the question. If you have got any questions, please pop them in the comment section below. Click like and subscribe, and I shall see you again soon. Bye.